I grew up in a little town in Alaska called Cordova, Alaska, and there's about 300 people there during the winter and about 3,000 during the summer. It's a fishing town, and my dad, he was a commercial fisherman. My mom took care of us. We didn't have a lot. We lived in a trailer out there, and all 5 kids in the same room, and pumped our own water, had our own septic system. It was literally living off the woods. In Alaska, because you're a resident, you got a portion of money every year sent to you. And I remember my dad sitting me down and having a talk with me and letting me know that I can take my dividend or I can use it for electricity. We can either have lights that day or that month, pay the utilities, or I could take that money because it's my money. And I remember giving that to my family, and we all kind of pitched in together, even at a young age. At 7 years old, we were all working together as a unit just to make sure that we could survive, that we could get through life. At a very young age, we opened a fireworks stand as a family, and so I helped manage and run that. So my dad taught me sales at a very young age. For a while there, I was a missionary for my church. I went and served for 2 years in Denmark. And when I fell into this, it was actually during the recession. I was applying for 50, 60 jobs, and it was literally one of the only people that called me. And so I went in for my interview. I got hired part-time. It was good to go to college, and actually was so successful within my first couple months that I dropped out of school and actually went with this, which you can imagine my parents' dismay. My family's very into college and education, and this was something though that I knew from the get-go that it was in my realm. It was something I like to do. I like people, I like taking care of people, and it kind of all meshed together. So it kind of felt like it was meant to be. And so you have to hold yourself accountable to the things you don't want to do by doing that. And if you do that, eventually you'll actually start liking these things because you're going to see the result of it happening. And when you see results happening, it gets exciting. It's like the gym. You go to the gym for the first 2 weeks, you don't see anything, you're like, maybe I just don't get in shape. Must just be my genetics. But after a while, you see something and maybe you see a little ab come through, or you're feeling pretty good, you have more energy. It makes you motivated to want to keep going. So when I first started, I actually didn't pass the exam the first time, and I was borrowing my parents' credit card to pay for everything because I didn't have any money. So I failed the first time, I failed the second time, and I remember quitting. I came to my mom and said, I'm quitting, I'll pay you back, I'm gonna get a different job. And my mom actually talked me into passing that exam, sat me down, helped me study for the test, helped me go over the questions, and made sure that I passed that. So because I told her I was going to be successful at this, she wanted to push me to actually do it. And if she wouldn't have done that, I don't think I would be here at all. I remember in class in school when I was in 5th grade, we had this teacher come in and she told us, if you ever not sure about jumping in or doing something, just count 3, 2, 1, go. And so that's kind of been my philosophy ever since. I know it sounds kind of weird, but that's how I've done everything here. Is I'm like, okay, I'm really scared to do this. I'm scared to go in this house. I'm scared to do this. I'm not used to it. 3, 2, 1, just do it. And just throw myself in. And every time I've thrown myself in, it didn't hurt. Nothing bad happened, and it actually came out stronger and better.
Outside, outside, looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this.
Honestly, I've probably quit in my head 5 million times. When I was newer, I remember I wanted to quit even though I was making good money. Felt like I needed to be out there, I needed to be young, I needed to experience things. And I felt like work was taken away from those things when in reality, it really wasn't, but that's what I thought at the time. And they say faith without works is dead. So if you say, I have faith, well, prove it. Go do it. You can't just sit there and go, I have all the faith in the world. Why isn't this working out for me? It won't work out for you until you do the work. The reality is when you quit, you're done. You gave up. And for me, this was my thing. This is what I decided to do that day when I gave up college. I decided to do this. So when I first started, I actually had pretty high goals and expectations. I wanted to become a regional manager in the company within 1 year. I wanted to open multiple offices and travel to my offices and help these people and grow my business. Honestly, that's what drove me to keep going into these next positions and steps, is because that was never my end goal. It wasn't this step and I'm good. It was never this step and I'm comfortable. I always wanted more, always wanted to achieve more. Not just for myself, but for my family, for how I was raised. I never wanted to go into that situation for my family, and honestly, I wanted to make a better life for myself and for my future generations. Throughout my career, I've received multiple awards. #1 Agent of the Year, broke the monthly production record, was Leader of the Year. But it was never about the award. It was about pushing myself and persevering through the hard times and actually teaching myself, hey, if you put your mind to something, you can go achieve it. And that's what made it all worth it. So my goals now is help people get to the point where they want to get to. And I think that's something I've learned in the last few years, is to achieve success here, you actually have to help others achieve what they want, or achieve success. And that's really my goal right now, is to continue to help these people grow and build. And as big as they want to get, I want to help them get that big. If you treat people well, it ends up coming back to you, right? So the platinum rule, treat others more. That's Rick's whole vision, is if you just treat people good and just work, then it all works out, right? It's actually crazy to think about, me being a kid, growing up in Alaska in a trailer with nearly nothing, economically zero, to being able to actually build and grow and become and do the things that I want to do and actually achieve the dream that I always had as a kid. And that to me is very special. You are just